Hey, how you guys doing today? Wanted to come to you with a quick leadership lesson. And some of you might be saying like, hey, why have the last several weeks all been about leadership? And this is why. Because everyone is a leader in one area of their life or not. John Maxwell said that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And you have influence in your life, even if you don't realize you're a leader. Maybe you're leading up to people above you, you're influencing them. Maybe you're influencing your coworkers or family members, and you just don't even realize it. Leadership is influence, and so we need to continue to grow in our leadership, even if we don't think we're a leader. On top of that, we're just talking about the idea of that in the church, every member is a minister. Every member is a minister. And so I want to be equipping you guys as ministers, as those that share the gospel, live the gospel. This week I was reading in this book, Spiritual Leadership, by Oswald Sanders. He had this really great quote, and he said this: example is much more potent than precept. Example is much more potent than precept. I really love that. And so to kind of unpack that a little bit today, I want to go back to a scripture that I've had printed out. I think this is probably from the King James Bible. It's Psalm chapter 15. I'll have to look it up. Psalm chapter 15. And it's a great passage that I've highlighted, that I've underlined, that talks about this incredible topic that I'm talking about today, and that's self-leadership. Before you can lead anyone else, you need to be able to lead yourself. Self-leadership is the most important leadership, because you can't follow someone if you can't lead yourself. You can't lead someone else if you can't lead yourself. And so self-leadership is the hardest leadership you'll ever do, and the most important leadership that you'll ever do. And so God gives us the calling on how to live. And so today what I want to talk about is moral character, that it's more important to live by example. Example is much more potent than precept, and so we want to live according to a holy standard. So Psalm 15, check this out, a Psalm of David. It says, Lord, who may dwell in your sanctuary? Who may live on your holy hill? He whose walk is blameless, and who does what is righteous, who speaks the truth from his heart, who has no slander on his tongue, who does his neighbor no wrong, and casts no slur on his fellow man, who despises a vile man but honors those who fear the Lord, who keeps his oath even when it hurts, who lends his money without usury, and does not accept a bribe against the innocent. He who does these things will never be shaken. This is a passage that I'm giving you today about self-leadership. I encourage you to read through it a few times this week, maybe even do like I did and photocopy it and make it into a poster for yourself, because self-leadership is the hardest leadership, and if you're not going to be able to follow God, you're not going to be an example for anyone else to follow God. You're not going to be an example for any team people to follow you, and you're certainly not going to influence the leaders who are above you. And so when we call out to God, how can we call out to Him? We got to come to Him with clean hands and a pure heart. We have to come before Him honorable and blameless, righteous. That means we have to be forgiven, right? Because none of us are sinless, but we want to live according to a holy standard, keep check of our heart, and just watch our behaviors to do the hard right, It's so easy to just walk away and not do the honorable thing. But God is looking for people who will rise up and be honorable people, who will be people of influence and morality and integrity and in honor. So I want to encourage you today to, again, meditate on this verse a few times this week, and maybe even make a poster out of it for yourself, and so that you can know that you're doing what is necessary in the area of self-leadership. God bless you guys, and thanks for listening today.